Hello there guys, my name is MrYorkiesWorld. Welcome back to the channel. We today are going to be flying in the Aerosoft A319 for the first time in forever. I decided to make a change rather than keep doing Boeing aircraft all the time, so you'll have to excuse me, I've got a terrible cough and cold, so this voice commentary is going to be absolutely through the window basically. But we're going to be doing Delta 878 today from Denver to Seattle, and I've got no idea what's happening with the jetway, why it keeps disappearing all the time. But you can see that we've got some catering, we've got tomato shade, we've got a bit of weird reflection happening on the inside of the aircraft. But nevertheless, here we are. We are currently at gate A29 or Alpha 29, which is the actual gate this aircraft would have departed. And hopefully we're going to be departing at 2:24 PM local time as well, which is also the time this aircraft departed in real life. So we do have a code route. It is KDEN to KSEA 01. We've already sorted out the fuel and the payload, so that's all sorted. Our flight number is DAL878. We are going to be using a cost index today of 15, and our cruise level is going to be 360. Let's just close those doors for the catering. We don't need those open anymore. 360 on the cruise. It's been a while since I've used this aircraft, so nothing you're about to see is going to be done in the correct way, but there we go. Align the IRSs, that'll take a few minutes. In the meantime, 49.3 is our zero fuel weight, and 11.7 is our block fuel.
Clearance delivery, Delta 878. Our parking position is gate Alpha 29 with 80. Request clearance.
Delta 878. Expect clearance within 2 minutes. Stand by.
Roger, Delta 878.
Okay, so no clearance right now, we're just going to wait a few minutes. 4 minutes until the IRS aligns. Auto brake max. Arm the speed brakes. Probably don't need to do that just yet. Bit of flood lighting, I don't know whether we can really be bothered to do that. It's not really needed, to be honest.
Are you ready to copy?
We're ready, go ahead.
Delta 878. Clear to KSEA Airport via Kilo 4 departure. Unmaintained
10,000 on the initial altitude.
10 minutes. Departure frequency is 126.1. Squawk 5150. Altimeter 30.09.
Cleared via
We can sort out the departure, so runway 16 left.
Expect flight level 360 within 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 126.1. Squawk
Just having to remember how to do this.
Altimeter 30.09. Delta 8.
Looks okay to me.
Delta 878. Read back correct. Contact.
Get rid of that discontinuity.
885.
Roger, 121.85. Delta 878.
Right, okay, so that looks fine to me. We are going to put some fixed information in for Seattle. This is some new scenery that I've purchased for Seattle, by the way. Excited to see what it looks like. It's going to be a little bit cloudy over there. So expect a, not a challenging approach, but an interesting approach. It's a bit of an annoyance because you have to enter a new fix every time you want to actually put another radius ring in, which doesn't happen in the PMDG. You can just literally put 3 of them in, -50, -100 and -150. You don't need to do them, I think that's why, but I personally prefer to do them. So flaps 1, down 0.6. That gives us a V2 speed of 148 knots. That's fine. We can arm the emergency lights and switch on the no portable devices. APU can be started, nav light on. Beacon light, probably not needed, but I'll do it anyway. Fuel pumps. As I always say, this channel is not about following the real world procedures. It is literally just me jumping around in an aircraft hoping for the best. Right. How long have we got? So 1 minute until the IRSs align. We've done everything that we need to do so far. Let's just have a look at this. So you've got the flood lighting and the panel lighting and stuff. Personally, I'm not going to use it. There is some on the overhead. I'm not sure how to get the MCP lit up yet. I'm terrible when it comes to this sort of stuff. So that's alright. Looks okay, but it's going to be daytime, so... And we're going to be landing in the day as well. What's this switch do? No. That's the little thing to our left there. Near the side stick. These are obviously for the displays. Which I think we'll leave them as they are. I think I am going to turn off this lighting up here. I can't see anything else really. The dome light, we don't need that on. Yeah, we'll turn it off. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we've got some Delta cargo. We've got some big... I don't know whether that's realistic or not, but who cares. So the baggage has been loaded. The passengers are going to be coming on very, very shortly as well. So, I will catch up with you guys in just a few minutes. Look at this scenery. Absolutely amazing. The aircraft looks fantastic. So there we go. So anyways, I will catch up with you guys in just a sec. Right, okay, so everything is loaded. We can literally just close the doors. And we can prepare for pushback. So ground control. The APU bleed, I'm sure, should have been on.
The cabin is secure. All passengers are aboard.
We can set ignition.
Ground Delta 878. Request startup and pushback.
Delta 878. Startup and pushback approved.
Approved.
Okay,
Delta
so traffic cones, wheel shocks, external power. All of that's gone. There goes the jetway. We've already set in the SID. Runway 16 left is going to be our departure runway today. Delta Airlines for the pushback. Tail left. It does say icing conditions, but according to Active Sky there aren't any, so not exactly sure why that's happening. I'm in a good mind to start the engines regardless, but that's just me being a rebel.
Pushing back in a couple of minutes. Parking brake on, please.
So there we go, with 148 being our V2 speed. I'm not sure the Airbus, the Aerosoft Airbus calls out V1 and rotate. I don't know why that is. There must be some sort of option there in the options or something, or the settings to make it do that. If anybody knows, if you can let me know, that'd be brilliant. It's something I definitely miss.
Tank is in position, bypass pin is inserted. Apron's now clear, ready to push. Now release parking brakes, please.
Parking brake released.
Push. We have icing conditions at the moment. I'll clear you for engine start when the push is complete and brakes are set.
Right, so here we go. Got a Frontier there. A whole different animal, apparently. Look at that. Gotta love the A319. So much detail has been put in by Aerosoft. I know that the FS Labs is probably a little bit more, or probably a lot more advanced in terms of features, but for a base aircraft that's affordable and does the job, you've got the Aerosoft Airbus Professional.
Taxi by Bravo, Sierra, Mike 10 to runway 17 right.
Nice little shadow on the ground. We've actually got some of those working for a change.
Ground United 1828. Request taxi.
United 1828. 28, taxiway Bravo Sierra Mike.
Okay, so apparently we're not going to do a tail left, we're just going to do a straight pushback,
Mike 10 to runway 17 right. United
which is a bit of an annoyance. I don't know what's going on. I think I will go ahead and just start the engine. So engine 2. Let me just reset the view here a little bit.
Unlocking the gear. Tank disconnected and clear. Bypass pins.
Just wait while it says that it's available. Like so. Oops. Number 1. Reset this view as well. Oops. There we go.
Left is clear. Right is clear. Disconnecting now.
United 1999 taxiway.
Right,
Mike
okay.
Lima Bravo November to Gate Bravo 52.
So with that,
Mike Lima Bravo November.
wait while the engines are fully started.
United 1999.
Taxi lights on, runway turn-offs. Nav lights, I suppose. In fact, no, do they need to be at 1? I don't even know. Right, normal. APU off. Everything's looking okay. We can set flaps to 1. It looks like we've got to go right and meet up with the taxiway, which is a bit of a shame because GSX could have pushed us back a little bit further than what they have done.
United 1544. Request startup and
Right, trim
1544.
down 0.6.
United 1544.
Around there is what I would say that is. Approximately. Full left. Full right.
United 830 taxi via Delta Hotel Bravo November to Gate
Full
Bravo
forward.
52.
Full back. Full left and full right on the rudder. And just do a full left and right on the side stick again. Just to make sure everything's working, which it is. Auto brake set, auto throttle armed, which will probably become unarmed shortly.
1544 taxi via Bravo Sierra Mike 10 to runway 17 right. Via Bravo Sierra Mike 10 to runway 17 right. United 1544.
From Delta 878. Request taxi.
Delta 878 taxi via Alpha November Foxtrot 12 to runway 16 left.
Via Alpha November Foxtrot
Right.
Foxtrot 12 to runway 16 left. Delta 878.
Let's just see what we're dealing with here. So, oops. Let's get my bearings. Right. Yeah, so we need to turn right. So, if we accelerate a little bit, take off the parking brake. Maybe that's a little bit too much. I always do this with this aircraft. For some reason, I end up treating it like a rally car and screeching round corners at 500 miles an hour, which I'm fully aware is not very realistic. But give me a little bit of slack. I've not used this aircraft in a while. So again, just a little bit of information about this flight as we get going on the taxi. We're going to be flying from Denver, Kilo Delta Echo November, to Seattle, Kilo Sierra Echo Alpha. I had to think about that one then. With Delta 878 or DAL878. Our flight level is going to be 360 with a cost index of 15. We've just departed from gate A29 or Alpha 29. Now the flight itself is going to be about 3 hours and 16 minutes long, and we're going to be covering about 1,099 nautical miles. We should be departing about 2:24 PM local time and arriving 5:40 PM local time. So We'll soon see if that happens. I don't know where the clock is on this thing, but there we go. That's another mystery that I'm sure we'll discover the answer to. But anyway, I will catch up with you guys a little bit later on, once we are actually at the runway threshold.
124.3, Delta 878.
Okay guys, so here we go. We are literally at the runway threshold for 16 left. Let's just try and come to a controlled stop. Look at those reflections, absolutely beautiful. Right.
Delta 878, holding short of runway 16 left.
Delta 878, line up runway 16 left.
Strobes on.
Lining up runway 16 left, Delta 878.
Landing lights on. Nose lights to take off. TA and RA on the transponder. And we shall line up. Try not to power this thing round the corner faster than the speed of sound. Nice little lineup.
Delta 878, wind 1403, runway 16 left, cleared for takeoff, good flight.
Start the clock, cleared for takeoff. Spool the engines up a little bit. Looking stable. And Toga. Listen to those engines. $80 knots.
Tower, SkyWest 54903, on final, request landing, runway 17 left, SkyWest 54903, cleared to land runway 17 left,
V1
30.0,
and rotate.
runway 17 left, 30.09er, SkyWest 54903.
There we go. Positive rate, gear up. Quite barren, to be honest, in Denver. But nevertheless, let's try and hand fly the aircraft just for a few moments, just to get a feel for it.
Delta 878, radar contact. Continue RIK.
Looking good.
Departure. Climb to 10,000. Via RIK Kilo 4 departure, climbing to 10,000. Delta 878.
Beautiful. We've got the immersive coughing sounds in the background. That's not me, believe it or not. Autopilot's on. Wonderful. Not sure if that's geographically correct, but there we go. Everything's looking okay. The scenery does look nice. Right, okay, runway turn-offs can come off. Nose light, switch that off. In fact, do we actually... Yeah, we'll sort it out. Seatbelts, auto. Same with the portable devices. Absolutely stunning. Beautiful. Goodbye, Denver, for now. Coming up on 10,000 already. Stow that away, we don't need the speed brake armed. Standard pressurization.
Present altitude 777.
And we're up in the clouds. Or a little bit of cloud. Landing lights can come off and be retracted. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are at 10,000 feet already, so... Oops. 230 now.
Climbing to flight level 230, Delta 878.
Listen to that noise.
Departure Southwest 17906. With you passing 9,000
Beautiful engine sounds.
17906. Roger, flying to 14,000.
Climbing to 14,000. Southwest 17906.
We've got the authentic cabin sounds as well from the cabin crew. Virtually zero visibility at the moment as we go above these clouds. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. Love those clouds. Absolutely love them. So anyways, guys, I'm going to leave you with some amazing cinematics, and I will catch up with you guys a little bit later on when we should be ready to plan our descent into Seattle.
United 2041.
Okay guys, so we're a little bit further away than what I would like to be to start this process, but there's the 150 mile radius mark. We're going to configure the approach page starting with the wind, so I'm just going to get that from EFB. 160 at 4 knots. We can then take a look at the temperature, which is 9 degrees Celsius. And we also need to get the QNH. Bear with me a moment. 3034. Oh, no, actually that's the wrong format. EFB has given me the wrong format. It is actually 1027. Right. So 128 appears to be our final approach speed. Let's just have a look at our arrival. ILS 16 right, or 16 right, with the chins 3 star. Why is it not allowing me to select it? Oh, it's already selected. Yeah, it seems as though it's already selected there in the top right. With the PDT transition. I think that's all sorted, so if we go to insert, what should happen is it should be all programmed in. Chins 3, there we go. Right, clear the discontinuity. Right. And with that, people, we should be able to look at the approach. So this is the approach, ILS 16 right. We can go ahead and... where do we put in the minimums? There we go. Right, it's in the barrow that we need to be. Config full. We're going to be using flaps full today. Let's just have a look at the barrow. So that is 615. And that is ready to be activated when we do actually start the approach phase. So, as you can see, look at those clouds. Lovely sun as well. Some nice shadowing and reflective textures and things like that from tomato shade. Look at that. That is magnificent. Absolutely amazing. Right, okay, so...
Delta A319
oh.
Maintain present altitude. Expect vectors to ILS. Approach runway 16 right.
Present altitude.
Right, so we're going to maintain our present altitude, that's fine. We'll probably be asked to descend a little bit later on. So I think I'll leave it here, and I will catch up with you guys a little bit later on when we are ready for final approach. Okay guys, welcome back, and we are literally, we're established on the localizer almost, and the glide slope. We've got the speed brake out just to help with our descent. No visibility. Cleared to land, that's perfect. Gear down. Look at the visibility or lack of. I cannot see a thing as we come through these low-level clouds into Seattle. It should start to clear up as we get a little bit closer. Let's just take that back in. Fully established. Final approach speed. Looking nice and stable, fully configured. We have flaps full, the gears down, no visibility at all. There's some sort of light situation down there, something going off. Oh, here we go. Lovely, look at this. Not sure how accurate this is, but I know that the Seattle scenery does have some surrounding scenery as well. Look at that, there's the docks. Or harbour, or whatever you want to call it. And look at that. What a fantastic view this is. Possibly worthy of a thumbnail. There's the airport ahead. I can see the runway just about. Going to leave it in autopilot control for a little bit longer. We've got a tiny bit of turbulence blowing us around. Nice headwind. In fact, we might have gusting winds, because at the moment, is that 5 or 6 it's at the moment? 6 knots. But we seem to be getting little gusts of wind blowing us about a little bit. And here we go, coming through another low-level cloud. Visibility's gone again. Just about see the pappies. Hoping I don't have to do a full auto land. No, no. We're looking okay, to be honest. Lovely wing view. And another one. $1,500. We're looking quite stable, to be honest. Quite confident. $1,000 checked. Manual control. Let's see if we can land this bird. Pappies are looking okay at the moment. Just trying to keep that centre line. Or as best I can, at least.
500.
Checked.
Tower.
A little bit low.
Holding short, runway 16 left, ready for departure.
Alaska
100 above.
The PFD's telling me something different, to be honest.
Runway 16 left, Alaska 538.
300.
Continue.
200.
That was a mixture of 300 and minimum.
100. 70. 60. 50. 40.
A little bit to the right.
30.
Try and correct it.
20. Retard. 5.
And touchdown, there we go. Sort of slammed the nose into the ground, but nevertheless reverses. Decel.
78, gate to left, ground on 121.7.
80 knots.
1.7.
Quite a while ago, actually.
8.
Perfect. We should probably have just used like a low auto brake, I think. Nevertheless, welcome everybody to Seattle. We are finally here. Take this rapid exit to the left. And the gate that we'll be going to is exactly the same gate as what this aircraft went to when it landed. So we've basically done the same gate of departure, the same time of departure, and the same arrival gate as what this aircraft actually did. So we are now going to park up just at this line, and I'm going to try and get some replays of that landing, because I think the main gear was fine, but the nose gear was a little bit heavy. So we will soon find out. Let's just set the parking brake and we can have a look and see how we did. Bear with me a second. Just disable UTL so it doesn't interfere with the replay. And let's have a look. Okay, so yeah, the
Delta 878.
The landing was a little bit heavy on the nose gear, but apart from that we were okay.
Delta 878, taxi via November to gate Bravo 15.
Bravo 15.
Terminal 1, gate Bravo 15, Delta 878.
Now Bravo 15 is the exact gate that this aircraft came to as well, so we've done a pretty good job today at replicating the flight. We can stop the clock, put the speed brakes away, don't know why they were still out, flaps up, transponder can go to off or standby, switch off the lights, runway turn off and taxis can stay on, leave the wing ones, the nav lights to number 1, strobes auto. In fact, no, we'll leave them on for now because we are going to cross a runway. APU. And let's just turn off the landing system and the flight director. Little bit of cleanup. It's about as much as I'm going to do, to be honest. Right. So Bravo 15. So we can speed up a little bit of acceleration, just to get us moving. At some point, whoa, there we go. Always end up overpowering this aircraft. And we're off. Welcome once again, everybody, to Seattle, where, according to our flight plan, I don't know where the clock is, so I can't actually see that, but the local time is 5:40 p.m, or it should be, depending on, obviously, whether we're a little bit early or a little bit late. I am really impressed with this Seattle scenery. Taxi to Gate is actually the publisher, or the author, or whichever one. And I think they've done an absolutely fantastic job. Now, why can't I select Delta on GSX? It looks as if we haven't got a Delta, so Swissport will have to handle us this time. Let's just switch on the APU bleed, there we go. Again, all the procedures that I follow are not necessarily the right ones, but there we go. We're just going to switch on the landing lights. The strobes are already on because we're about to cross this runway. There's no traffic on there, so we're perfectly fine, and I am literally just steering the aircraft out of nowhere, or into nowhere. It's been so long since I did an Airbus flight, and I'm really happy to have finally had a little bit of a break from the NGX. I know I love the Boeing 737, but I think you guys deserve a little bit different in terms of content, rather than me just sitting there doing the same thing all the time. Right, same procedure, lights back on again, we're crossing another runway. Absolutely beautiful scenery. Terminal building looks absolutely brilliant. Right, strobes off, everything else off. We've crossed the runways that we need to cross. Just keeping an eye on EFB, so I know where I'm going. Just a little bit further up here to the left, near the Virgin there. But overall, I think that was a pretty interesting flight, to be honest. It's been a while since we've flown from Denver, and it's been never, I don't think, on the channel that we've flown into Seattle. So here we go, we're going to take this next left turn. Switch off the lights as we turn in. Try not to lose control of the aircraft. And here it is. Bravo 15. See if we can't get the parking reasonable. Do a reasonable job of it. Look at that, absolutely beautiful. We might just have to do the return flight just for the sake of seeing this scenery again because it's absolutely amazing. So parking brakes set. Why is the jetway not working? I'll sort that out in a second. Let me just cut the engines. I will connect ground power as well. I'm not entirely sure about the shutdown procedures. I don't read manuals. I probably should. Oops, why did that all not work? There we go. External power, there we go. Fuel pumps off. IRSs can come off. APU and everything can come off. Seatbelts to off and portable devices. Strobes can come off. They should have come off a long time ago. B can come off even though it's not time yet. Usually have to wait a while. Right, what's happening with this jetway? Why can't I... So there's no jetway that can operate, apparently, even though there's one there. Well, that's a shame. But regardless, people do need to get off the aircraft. We're going to be left with nothing to service our main exit. Forward exit. Let's just open the doors regardless. Not going to open the front left because obviously we don't have anything to allow passengers, unless I want to jump off obviously, but I wouldn't recommend it. Nevertheless, thank you very much for watching, guys. Welcome once again to Seattle Tacoma. Hope you enjoyed the video. It's been absolutely fantastic doing an Airbus flight for the first time in a while on the channel. Like the video if you liked it, favourite it if you really did favourite it, and if you're not subscribed already, subscribe to the channel for more videos similar to this one. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.